All right, here we are, Inspiration Wednesday, and believe it or not, I'm leaving at like 4 o'clock today to go to Europe. I know, totally, like, I don't have time to do Inspiration Wednesday, but I got to. Love it. So, yeah, not fully packed, not fully anything, but here I am creating, and it makes me happy. So, I'm going to use some gelatos today, and this one has been kind of a special request. People have said, but can you do an Inspiration Wednesday where you use gelatos? So, I am going to do one, and I'm going to get my gesso. And I'm going to gesso the whole thing, front, side, middle. I'm hoping that I have dried the gesso all the way because I really don't have patience. But in order to use the gelatos on here, and I do have it kind of wide frame just to show you, I guess, to show you my gelatos. I guess I don't really need to anymore after I do this. But you need to be dry because if you put gelato and water and gesso, it just turns to mud. So these are my gelatos, and this is the stadium thing. I don't know if you've seen this. It's just got everything. It's got everything that's Faber-Castell and goodness in there. So, and they have brand new colors to die for. There's like 3 different turquoises. They did listen. They did. Okay, so I'm going to kind of just take the colors, and I'm just going to rub them on here. I'm not going to blend them in yet, but I'm just going to fill the page with color. So I'll probably time-lapse that. Just keep going with it. Front, back, middle, all with color. Tons of color on there. This could totally make a hot mess, but that's okay. I'm alright with that too. And here's the thing about why I gessoed the background. Because I don't want the watercolor, because that's what gelatos are. Once I add water to them, they're going to turn to watercolor. I don't want them to be absorbed by the paper. I put the gesso down. That primed surface now gives me a little bit of leeway to blend and kind of let the color drip a little. So I'm just going to take my finger, and maybe, let me try it this way. I'll do one side at a time just because it's easier. And I'm just going to spritz this, about 2 sprays, and I'm going to use my finger. I like to paint with my finger in general, but I also like to blend the watercolor with my finger because sometimes I feel like when you use a brush like this, it'll just kind of sweep the color from one side to the other. And I like to kind of blend it with my finger. Now I have this hot pink on here, knowing that I'm going to go into my red, and that's going to become a new color. But I don't want to take everything and make it that color. So I'm going to wipe off my finger in between. And I might need to add more water as I'm going through this, or not, just depends. Have every surface done, and what's cool about these being watercolor is that they reconstitute. So that's when I'm going to take a stencil, and I know it's wrong of me to show this stencil because it's my new stencil that's not out yet, but I don't care, I want to use it. So yeah, it'll be out soon, I swear. We ordered them. So I'm going to use this one, and if I had a baby wipe, this would be so much easier, but I unfortunately do not have a baby wipe. Maybe I want to do that. Do not have baby wipes. They're at my studio. So I'm going to use paper towel and water, and I'm just going to spritz some water and excess on the paper towel here, and I'm going to go through the stencil over each one of these. And again, because I've got color on it, I want to make sure I'm staying kind of between the same color palette. I can change the pressure in which I want to rub and make some, you know, cleaner than others. And what I'm doing is removing the color necessarily from the stencil, and you will see, I guess, the opposite of what you normally use a stencil for, because we're removing color. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this whole thing, and I'll be back. love that just as it is. I want to walk away, but I know it's not done. And how about this? Here's the paper towels I unfolded. I'm gonna have to save those, so those go in a pile of things I will use and hoard for a long time. Alright, so this is what I've got. I love it, and I'm not sure what I want to put on top, but I do know a couple things. The fact that it's watercolor means I can't just put another wet medium on top of it willy-nilly. I've got to be like really conscious of what I want to put on top. I can spray a workable fixative on this right now, and then it will give me a little bit more working time to put wet media on top. But I still want to limit my brush strokes, but I'm just not sure. I kind of, like I said, I kind of just love it like this and want to walk away, but I know it's not done. It's just the basic background. So I will be back, and hopefully we'll have an idea. Alright, so the only thing I could kind of feel like I wanted to come up with was adding white. And I wasn't sure if I just wanted to drop random white on there. I'm just going to try a little section. I've made some white acrylic spray paint, which is 50% water, 50% fluid acrylic, and I use golden. So let's just try this like, wherever it goes, because sometimes you just can't tell. And I kind of like that. I do. I'm not going to do it all over. I'm just going to keep that there and maybe just a little spot over here. Let's see. I like that. I want more. Let me reline it back up if I can. There you go. Okay. I like that. I'm going to let dry that, and then I'll be back, and I might even want some black splashes, more white splashes, I'm not sure. Alright, so you know I'm on this quest to use up my stickers and my rub-ons, and if I would have to, I'm still going to have to put a sticker on something every day for the rest of my life to use them, I know, but I'm trying to do it before to the end of 2013. So I have these are Martha Stewart, probably bought them 100 years ago. And I don't even know if they'll show up because they're white, so we're going to find out. Clearly I was saving them for something monumental because I've not used them. So, let's see what I want to spell. Not sure. Maybe I'll think about that and come back. Alright, so I love Pinterest. If you're following me on Pinterest, you know that because I get on there and then 700 pins later, you're like, oh, Donna was on Pinterest today. But I love quotes, anything that has like words that are meaningful, anything like that. And I usually go to my Pinterest board where I've saved all my quotes and go, oh, that's one I saved. That's a really good one to put in my journal, and I like words. Anyway, long story short, I pinned one just the other day that said, too much ego ruins your talent. And I like that. So I think I'm going to put that here. I have no idea if I have enough stickers or if they're even going to show up on the background. I'm just going to do it anyway. So I'll just start in. Okay, so ideally, since those are stickers, I should be able to take like gray watercolor and go over them and it not stick, right? So this is the point where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should I? But I want to do that shading. So I have a metallic gray, and this is a coffee, and then this is a lighter gray. Maybe I'll try the lighter gray and see how it works. I'll try it back here. And yeah, the only way to do it is to just go for it. Make sure your stickers are down. And obviously I didn't have, you know, and then I made kill bold, so that's, you know, even scarier. But, you know, I didn't have stickers to spell kill. So, let's just do it. Let's just do it. How this side came out. I love how that side came out. So I'm thinking if I take a watercolor pencil And who knows if this is going to work. It's really kind of wet. Maybe I need to dry it a little bit more. Or maybe I just need to dip it, put a little water on the edge. I know Faber-Castell hates when I do that. And then I can kind of outline a little bit. Alright, now that I manipulated it with the watercolor pencil, happier. So I'm not sure, I don't want to do too much more to it. I kind of like it just like that. That's the statement, that's the reminder. I love that. So I'm going to take some India ink and go one step further, if I can find it, because I now have a mess of my drawers because I thought I was cleaning and threw it all in one place. But yeah, anyway, so here is my black India ink, and I'm going to try to drip it like here and here, not on the quote, but you know, you just never know what you're going to get. So hopefully I get it in the right spot. Alright, so they're not totally dry yet, those drops, but I'm thinking, I have this block, it's from, I think it's from Stampers Anonymous a million years ago, and it says Vision, Beauty, Dream, Create, and just little circles, and I'm thinking like putting two here, just across the middle. Let's start with Vision, because I said that one first, and I'm just going to go into some black ink here and hopefully stamp it. Oh, that's nice. Vision. I've never stamped the Beauty. This is my first time, and I've had this for years. Beauty. Dream. This is the first time I'm stamping the Dream, too. Dream. And then the last one's Create. Alright, so got that. Beyond that, I have no other idea, so I'll be back. Alright, so my thought for doing the outside of these, just adding a little bit of gray that's on the inside, but I don't want to use the gelato because it will drip all over the place. So I'm going to use the cool gray Faber-Castell Pitt pen, the big brush. By the way, I think this is the most important color in all of your Pitt pen purchases. So this is really cool. Alright, so even though there's watercolor in here, the background is primed. So it will give you, it's not going to absorb the ink. It'll give you like just a couple seconds of freedom to blend it in. So I'm just going to go around real sloppy right up next to the edge, and then I'm going to fan this out so it just kind of splays around it and makes it junky. Alright, so I have taken out one of my mini tags, and I'm going to use some masking tape, my big old dispenser. And I'm just going to layer a couple bits of masking tape on there. It just kind of clouds up the background so you don't really read it and you'll be able to read the date. And I like texture. It makes me happy. So there we go. And I still haven't gotten a new date stamp, so I'm still doing it the European way. Today is the 23rd. Stamp. There we go. And let's see, let's tear this sucker off. And let's attach that sucker to there with my tiny attacher. Gotta always be 3. Alright, that's it, I think, for this Inspiration Wednesday. I think that might even be my favorite part in the middle there. I kind of like that little secret hidden message. It looks like it's kind of coming through. Too much ego will kill your talent. True that. Alright, so this one might have been simple, but it is using some of the Faber-Castell products, and like I said, a couple times I've been asked to use them in a journal page, maybe not in isolation like I do in some of my classes. So I just wanted to show you how they can kind of all work together in a journal, and they marry well with the other Faber-Castell products and inks and stuff like that. So I have no idea if there will be an Inspiration Wednesday next week. I will be on the road. I will be traveling. I'll probably be in Spain by next Wednesday. And I'm not saying there's not going to be something, but it might not be the traditional Inspiration Wednesday. And I will also be posting from the road. So stay tuned. But yeah, tonight I will be flying over the pond on my way to Amsterdam. And I'll be teaching in Oman, so if you live near Oman, I forgot to say bye.